morning, televiewers, and happy week start from us at My Media Prime Television. You're on to your favorite bilingual program, The Brief, which is dedicated to the review of striking headlines in the papers. On today's edition of the program, we are focusing on the just ended AFCON Total Energies 2021, which held in Cameroon yesterday. Senegal lifted the trophy, and we shall dwell on that. We shall equally take you to Ndonga Mountain Division, where we are told that the DO for Ndu subdivision is radicalizing youths and sending them into the bushes, and many other issues as raised by the newspapers today in Cameroon. Bomotonguina, Gwladys is here with us, and she has the headlines for us in the French language. Bonjour Gwladys et bon début de la semaine.
Merci beaucoup Lasha. Bon début de la semaine à vous aussi. Bonjour à vous et merci de nous retrouver une fois de plus pour Débrief, votre émission bilingue de revue de presse sur My Media Prime et télévision. Alors ce matin, nous allons débuter avec le journal Mutation qui nous parle de la victoire des Lions indomptables face au Burkina Faso. Une victoire miraculeuse où les Lions étaient menés de 3-0 avant de remonter la pente et prendre la victoire de la petite finale de la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations. Les détails sont donc aux pages 14 et 15 de ce journal. En page 12, le journal nous parle du tribunal arbitral du sport. Issa Hayatou a été réhabilité. En page 13, le journal parle du champion de la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations Cameroun 2021, le Sénégal qui sort donc vainqueur de cette compétition. Nous continuons ce matin avec le journal Le Jour qui parle de la fin de la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations. C'était hier dimanche au stade Paul Biya à Yaoundé. En page 3, le journal parle des prisonniers du MRC qui sont à la cour d'appel. Nous poursuivons ce matin avec le journal Mutation, oui, qui parle du coach des Lions indomptables, Sao, considéré comme un touriste entre son incapacité à gérer les vestiaires, son impuissance à asseoir une véritable politique de jeu et le malaise de Choupo-Moting. Le sélectionneur a démontré toutes ses limites à cette CAN 2021. En page 11, le journal nous parle de la victoire du Sénégal à la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations. Le même journal nous parle aussi en page 9 que l'empoisonnement est devenu la mode au Cameroun. Nous terminons ce matin avec le journal Le Témoin qui nous parle en grand titre du prochain remplaçant d'Antonio Conceição, qui pour eux ne peut être que Rigobert Song-Bahanak. Le journal nous révèle que l'emblématique capitaine des Lions indomptables a le profil idéal pour l'emploi. Nous arrêtons là donc ce matin pour cette revue de presse, mesdames, messieurs. Merci de nous avoir suivis. Place à la revue de presse en langue anglaise avec toi, Lasha.
Thank you, Bomotonguina, Gwladys. Let's kickstart this morning with the English daily, the Guardian Post newspaper, which is focusing on the dramatic third position of the indomitable Lions of Cameroon at the just ended AFCON Total Energies 2021 in the country. The paper writes in one of its major headlines, a dramatic third place victory reconciles Lions with fans. According to the paper, Cameroon Indomitable Lions' dramatic third place victory at the just ended 2021 African Cup of Nations on Saturday night at the Amadou Ahidjo Stadium in Yaoundé is said to have reconciled the team with fans. The team's supporters, who were already heartbroken after Lions' elimination by Egypt at the semi-final, became even more frustrated following a poor first half show against Burkina Faso in the third place match. That was on Saturday. More details on page 12 of this edition of the Guardian Post newspaper. Let's talk about this outbreak of measles and monkeypox in Meme division of the southwest region of Cameroon. The paper writes measles, monkeypox hit Kumba. Another outbreak of dreaded monkeypox disease and measles has hit Kumba, Meme division in the southwest region of Cameroon. This revelation was made Thursday, February 3 by Dr. Nefenda Lenya, who is the district medical officer of the Kumba Health District. He was speaking to the Guardian Post newspaper as we are telling you. And still in the Guardian Post newspaper, bird flu resurfaces in the west region of Cameroon. An outbreak of bird flu has hit a locality of Bafoussam in the west region of the country. The epidemic resurfaced recently following a laboratory examination carried out by veterinary authorities in that part of the country. The resurgence of the flu was confirmed in a leaked letter signed by West Regional Governor Awa Fonka Augustine and addressed to the proprietor of the poultry farm where the epidemic was first dictated in the western region of the country. Let's take you to Ndu in Ndonga Mountain Division of the northwest region of Cameroon. Ndu Dio accused of radicalizing youth to join Amber fighters, and the paper goes ahead to say the administrator's refusal to repeal the decision barring the circulation of motorbikes in subdivision is what is making many youths to join the Ambazona fighters. And the paper tells us that he has not only crippled the economic activities, but is pushing idle youths to join Ambazona fighters in that part of the country. And reliable information, according to the paper, is telling us that from Ndu subdivision in Ndonga Mountain Division of the restive northwest region of the country, that idle youths in that administrative area are now joining the ranks of separatist fighters to pick up arms against the Republic of Cameroon. The new twist, according to the paper, like I earlier mentioned, on the ground have hinted that following the controversial decision taken last December 23, 2021 by the divisional officer DO of Ndu, Adamu Shuaibu Ibrahim, banning the circulation of motorbikes in the entire division or subdivision, is what is pushing many youths to join the Ambazonia fighters. The administrator's decision, which keen observers have rightly or wrongly qualified as reckless, has plunged the hitherto peace-loving population of Ndu in particular and the Ndonga Mountain Division as a whole into unbearable suffering. More details on page 3 of this edition of the said newspaper. We take you now to Newswatch newspaper to talk about congratulatory messages that are pouring or being sent to Awa Fonka Augustine, who is the governor of the west region of the country, after his Free AFCON organization in the west region. The paper is telling us how Awa Fonka Augustine surmounted obstacles to make Cameroon proud after the West region successfully hosted matches of the AFCON competition in that part of the country. And on to the Horizon newspaper. The Horizon newspaper this morning is interested in the former or separatist leader who has been incarcerated at the Konenge Maximum Security Prison. Ayuk Tabe speaks out at last concerning some of the issues plaguing the revolution in the northwest and southwest regions of the country. You can read more details about the outing of Sisiku Ayuk Tabe concerning the Anglophone crisis only in this edition of the said newspaper. Thank you for watching, televiewers. We are back in the studio to continue with our discussion this morning, and we are welcoming an active militant of the Popular Action Party in the person of Numbuseh Innocent. Good morning, Numbuseh Innocent, and welcome once again.
Good morning to you, Mr. Kingsley Lasha. Good morning to you, dear televiewers. It's a pleasure having me here today to share my thought with Cameroonians. We
are equally receiving Maitre Alex Ndive from London. Good morning, Maitre Alex, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, and to your team and everyone. I'm happy, always happy to be on this wonderful program, and my greetings to the wonderful...
Okay, Maitre, we shall be coming back to you. Let's begin with Innocent Numbuseh, who is with us in the studio. Let's revisit some of the scenes of AFCON, African Cup of Nations, which just ended in Cameroon. That was yesterday. And you watched the finals, and there's so much controversies surrounding how the performance of the Egyptian team, especially the bottle that went viral on the social media.
On the bottle of the Egyptian goalkeeper, we had the names of Senegalese players inscribed on the paper and their position of their penalty kicks. So it was a strategy derived by the
Some people link
Egyptian.
Some kind of witchcraft practices.
I don't think, I don't see it that way. I think professionals, there are some professionals that have a particular penalty spot. So it was a strategy by the Egyptians to assist their goalkeeper to stop some of the penalty shoots of the Senegalese strikers. Remember during the match, when the penalty occurred, I think it was at the 6th minute, the Egyptian captain went and whispered to the goalkeeper something, and fortunately he stops Mane's penalty. So it was a strategy used by the Egyptians to stop their opponent.
Mais pourquoi est-ce que tous les autres joueurs n'utilisent pas ces mêmes stratégies, peut-être à mettre les noms des joueurs sur leur main, je sais pas moi trop quoi, sur leur maillot, pour retenir si ce sont des stratégies simplement?
To them, we have no enough facts maybe to prove if it was something mystical or whatsoever. But what I saw on the video was exactly the names of players and their penalty spot.
Mais il y a certaines personnes, certains Camerounais, qui disent même déjà dans les réseaux sociaux qu'en fait le gardien de l'Égypte était en fait leur totem. C'est la raison pour laquelle ils faisaient tout pour arriver au penalty avec toutes les équipes.
The strength of Egypt has always been in penalty shoot. From the previous tournaments, we have seen that their strength has been in penalty shoot. And without no doubt, Egypt have very good goalkeepers back then in history. So it is their strength, and unfortunately, it failed them yesterday.
Donc pour vous, c'est normal que le gardien ait les noms des joueurs sur ses bouteilles?
It was a strategy for him to assist him stop most of the penalty shoots. So I don't think there was really something mysterious.
So keeping strategy records on his bottle.
That's funny. That's funny. Now, let us look at the organization per se of the African Cup of Nations in the country from day one to yesterday. What is your own appraisal of the whole organization of the tournament? Because some newspapers are already giving accolades to the governor of the West region, who happens to be the president of the local organizing committee in the West region of the country. What is your own appraisal of how Cameroon was able to manage the game, the very first country to host a major tournament with 24 teams? I'm talking about the African Cup of Nations.
At least we cannot say we did not do it our own way, but I think we could have done better if the organization was done properly, because along the way there were still some lapses. Remember, Cameroon had to host by the 2019 AFCON, so Cameroon had enough time to prepare, but we realized that at the end, few months or few weeks to the tournament, the government of Cameroon was still struggling to complete the Olympic Stadium.
Don't you think that the pressure, the health pressure, COVID-19 on Cameroon, the pressure of hosting 24 teams really played so much on Cameroon?
I think before the outbreak of the COVID-19, Cameroon had the budget already. Cameroon had budgeted already for all the stadia and all the works. So this was an issue of embezzlement. So that is why Cameroonians await the investigation and definitely a sanction for those who are involved in the organization of the CAN, normally called by Cameroonians CAN Gate.
Okay. Maitre Alex, I don't know if you are back, if your sound is okay now. Yeah. What is your own appraisal of the whole, the organization of the tournament in Cameroon?
My first is I want to remain apolitical. My first point, I would say it was a success politically. Why? Football reason, you had the president of CAF was there, the president of FIFA was there, the president of FICAFUT was there. Football reason, I'll give it 99%. It was wonderful. I know sometimes there are problems, but I could say hosting 24 teams was a very, very big adventure, and I'll give it 99%. Politically, it was a win for Mr. Biya. Win, I saw how Mr. Biya was flexing his muscles with military and parade or those. Internationally, geopolitics, it was a victory for Mr. Biya, because people want to paint Cameroon as if all in Cameroon we have is war, it's poverty whatsoever. So it was a political victory for Mr. Biya. Going back to the West, when you talk about the governor who is there, they are praising the governor. I would like people to be praising footballers. This governor, they are unelected or the GOs. I hate when they keep on giving praise to people who are not elected. We have football organizations. They should praise the committee, the organization. I want to praise them, not a governor.
We had issues, some issues were raised regarding the organization that security, though security was not enough for those fans who had to, lose their lives as they went watching some major, games at the Olembe Sports Complex in Yaoundé.
Yeah, me, I was also supposed to mention the people of their life because that was part of the Juvett or what happened. However, when it comes to security, the problem with the government of Cameroon, they have to learn from past experience. We had this Middlesbrough disaster in 1989 when a lot of us they died. And the football association, they learned on that broad of security measures. When in Cameroon, we are hosting something like a big event, African Nations Cup, it was up to the government to send people to learn from other governments about security issues. It's very important. We learn from other people. We don't wait when a disaster happens before we start looking into retrospective or from hindsight.
Okay, Maître, and we are equally having another health issue, another epidemic breaking still in the southwest region of the country. We are talking about the measles and monkeypox in Kumba.
Yeah, avian influenza, bird flu, and measles. When I hear such things, I always go and look what are the causes. Like when you see bird flu, it might come from poultry or something, sanitation, or those things. Something is happening in Cameroon. You cannot be having outbreak, cholera, measles, all those things. There is something happening. Is it our sanitation? How can we change things? It is very important that health authority in Cameroon, they should look at these things very, very fast. It is important. The health of our people is sacrosanct. It is important. That's why people go to government to better people's lives. We don't go to government to give people illness or whatsoever. We used to have, as I said before, these people who call sanitary, they used to inspect people, they used to understand the needs of our people. Sometimes we don't have potable or drinkable water. We have to look at those things. It's very important. Now that the football is over, I presume we'll start talking politics now.
Ok, maître, revenons un peu dans l'équipe des Lions Indomptables. On a le journal Le Témoin, lui, qui nous parle en grand titre du prochain remplaçant de Antonio Conceição. Et il dit que le prochain remplaçant d'Antonio Conceição doit être Rigobert Sambana, parce que selon le journal, l'ancien capitaine des Lions Indomptables a le profil.
Yes, I saw those things. We have in Cameroon, we have people like Roger Song. We have a lot of experienced players who can replace this foreigner. I'm not a fan. When I sit, I see we have, after is it about 60 years, we still put Munzungu, this Sarah, to be heading our national team. It's unpatriotic to me. We don't respect our own players. You have seen the impact that it will have brought in the FECAFO. If you put people like Ringo Besson, Roger Mila, and other people, these people have impact. To be a coach, it's not just like when you start out manage. But sometimes the presence of somebody, I saw yesterday, somebody say, le pays de Roger Mila, le pays de Manon de Blanco, le pays de... These people can influence these young players without even having a wonderful set of coach. Anybody can coach. It's how you can influence it. It is important that we start having people who come from Cameroon to coach our team. We should stop this inferiority complex by bringing foreigners to run our national team.
Yes, Maître, we are told by the Guardian Post newspaper that there is a local administrative authority in Ndonga Mountain that his action is pushing some youths into the bushes. We are talking about the DO of Ndu, Shwaibu Ibrahim. Yes.
The GO of the one, I should say, another unelected representative. However, the problem is if you're banning these bikes, these benz, what are the alternatives for the youth? What job are you creating for them? I'm not a fan of benz, but if you are banning those things, what are the alternatives? Then legally speaking again, I don't think because they ban bike, people should indulge in criminality. That is no excuse. The law does not respect ignorance. You cannot say because the DO is that's why I'm committing a crime. However, I'm condemning the DO in the sense that if you ban the source of income for our youth, what alternative are you giving them? No alternative. So it's very tempting that they might fall into this jigsaw of crime or whatsoever. So it is important. But however, if you commit a crime, as an expedient of the judiciary. I was a young man in Cameroon. I see two things. Nobody that people should learn to take their responsibility. If you commit a crime, take your responsibility. Don't play it with you. It is very important.
Okay, Metro, we shall be coming back to you. Numbuseh Innocent, you read the Guardian Post newspaper. That particular, headline talking about the DO for Ndu that has reportedly banned the circulation of motorbikes, and that his administrative order has reportedly sent many youths into the bushes. They are now carrying arms against the Republic of Cameroon.
The attitude of the administrators sent from Yaoundé in the southern Cameroons is no news. It's not strange to Cameroonians because they are not there to serve the people, but they are there to implement an agenda. So, because people, if these were elected leaders, like Metro was saying, they would have been there to duly represent the people. But they are there to enforce the CPDM agenda, I would say so, because you will not explain, how will you explain to Cameroonians that about 40% of that population, of the youth of that population, make a living out of bike, and you ban them? You create no alternative source of income for them. How do you expect them to make ends meet? So they are tempted, they are being pushed to the wall, and if they get into crimes, it will hold the administration responsible because they are the immediate cost of their involvement in crimes.
We know Ndonga Mountain to be a very peaceful, peaceful area or division within the context of this Anglophone crisis. We've seen how people have been going to school there without any problem. You know, they've been going about their daily activities. What pushed the DO to carry out such an act?
You know, in Cameroon, promotion comes from...
Is it not like maybe the place was peaceful, the DO probably wanted to see chaos in that part of the country? Or some people are like, they were not happy and they want to use the DO to bring chaos to Ndonga Mountain?
Understanding the Cameroon government is very difficult because you will not explain that a long-term crisis that could be resolved peacefully through dialogue, they are only implementing cosmetic solutions. Banning motorbikes will not stop the crisis. They can even ban people from eating. It will not stop the crisis. Dialogue from the onset, dialogue has always been recommended as the only way forward. But Yaoundé, as it is, will keep on implementing cosmetic solutions. I think most of these elites are milking fat from this crisis. That is why...
À vous écouter, on a l'impression que ces ministres, ces préfets, ce préfet a un intérêt particulier à pousser les jeunes au mur pour qu'ils puissent prendre les armes. Il a un intérêt à envoyer les jeunes dans ces brousses-là.
I will not explain. Maybe you have a better explanation for Cameroonians because I don't think...
Because he has the power to reverse, to repeal the decision he took on the 23rd of December. Up to now, we are talking about, we are in February 7 or so, and he's not done anything.
We might ask him, how does banning the motorbikes go a long way in resolving the Anglophone crisis? Maybe he might have an answer for us. So for me, I see that this is just a way to punish the people, to make the people feel the pinch, because we are not only seeing this crisis as maybe a problem, it has now become a weapon used to punish Cameroonians from that part of the country.
Thank you, Numbuseh Innocent. Thank you to Metro Alex Ndive. We're sorry your lines were not the best this morning, but hopefully we'll be with you some other time As usual,
Thank
Maitre Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you to televiewers of My Media Prime Television for taking our time to watch the very first edition of the program, which was produced for us by Christain, Tebong. We were Bomotonguina, Gwladys, and myself, Lasha. Tomorrow is another day. Bye-bye.
My Media Prime TV, the